Today on Kickin' It Culinary, we're making a Brussels sprout and bacon salad with a little lemon for kick. Start by frying some bacon. Our bacon's done frying. Time for our Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts have this little stem piece that come off the plant. We're gonna cut that off. Boom, get rid of that. Then you have this Brussels sprout. Put it on the flat side down. Take your knife and you're gonna slice it as thin as you can. Just like that. If it gets too small for your hands, just put it on the flat side and just keep going with your knife until you slice into these little circles, and then just go back over it one more time. And you have your chopped up Brussels sprout. So next up is our asparagus. So you have a choice here. You can either just cut the head of the asparagus and just use the top, or you can use the whole thing. Today we're just going to use the head just to make it kind of fancy, and we can use the bottoms later for a different dish. But if you want, you can use the entire thing. Just make sure you slice it nice and thin on the stalk here, because everything's raw. We didn't cook anything. So like I said, I'm going to stop right at about the top of the heads for our salad. So we've got our Brussels sprouts and our asparagus shredded in a bowl. Put that off to the side. Next up's the bacon. In my house, everyone tries to eat the bacon, so do this step quick and throw it in the recipe. You won't have any bacon left. Bacon, and give it a nice chop. Just like that. Chop it up again a couple more times. Doesn't have to be super small. I mean, you can make it any way you want. If you want it super fine, it'll mix all in there and be kind of bacony, or you can leave big chunk pieces so when you eat into it, it's nice and chewy and bacon. And so, boom, right in the bowl. Let's give it a quick old mix. Our bacon's in and it's mixed up. Next ingredient is going to be pine nuts, just regular pine nuts. Grab about a handful and mix about a handful of pine nuts in. And you're going to use dried cranberries. You can use other dried fruit if you want to, experiment, play around a little bit, but dried cranberries works really well for this. So just nice big old handful of dried cranberries as well. And then you're just going to mix it up. Mix all your dry stuff, ingredients together, and everything's nice and mixed up. So we've got all of our ingredients mixed in the bowl. Next up is a little bit of olive oil. Just drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top. Then take a lemon, cut it, de-seed it, and then just squeeze the lemon on top, just like that. Our salad's finished. Now all we're gonna do is scoop it out onto the plate. You can play with this recipe. You don't have to make it exactly the way I did. You can substitute out the bacon for prosciutto, use a different nut or a different dried fruit. You can take the meat out completely and do it vegetarian. This is a super quick and easy recipe. Not a lot of steps, but a lot of flavor. So play with it. See what you guys come up with.